What's up, y'all? It's your girl Dominique LaShawn coming to you with another video. So, guys, today's video is about distractions. So, 2020, my mom started to tell us about how she was going to move, and at the time she was planning to move out of state, but things just didn't pan out at that time for her to move out of state. And so when she was saying this, it was kind of like, you know what I mean? You gotta hurry up and get on your stuff, Dominique. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you gonna live? Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Your mom is leaving. So I was like trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do. Like, how am I gonna like be in a position to where I can take care of myself? You know what I mean? Like, and be good, because if she's gonna be like miles and miles away, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just rely on her or, fall back on her type of thing. The pandemic, like, really, like, altered a lot. And so when the pandemic altered a lot, like, I wasn't working for the huge part of the pandemic, but I also wasn't like getting money for not working because I don't know why, y'all. Something about my application, it wasn't like in a way to where they could like process my information, but week after week, I was putting my application through. Okay, some part of the pandemic, like, I had a part-time job, but then once, things like COVID rules and things started really like getting really like tight and things like that, like, I went to the point where I wasn't working my part-time job no more. And so yeah, so it's like you finding out your dependency is about to leave, and you're like, I am not in a financial situation where I can take care of myself right now, because the world had just, I feel like, was just adjusting to what it was experiencing, which was the corona at the time. And my parents, like, they're leaving. And so in December, my mom, she got her house, and so when she got her house, where we were staying at before, which was with my stepdad, I just kind of like stayed with him. I didn't like move with her, because just at the time, it just wasn't right for me at the time. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out still, y'all, like, what am I gonna do? Like, what is my life right now? Like, what does God want me to do? Okay, so that's the kind of state of reference of mine I'm in. I feel like God was trying to talk to me and like tell me what to do. I was just like trying to figure it out in my own strength, trying to figure it out in my own wisdom, my own wit, my own strength. Yeah, like at the time, like, I'm just not in a place where I can hear from God, because I'm doing my own thing. Like, I'm smoking, like, and I just want to preface this, like, I'm not trying to condemn nobody who smokes, you know what I mean? I'm just sharing my own personal convictions. Like, I was feeling like God was leading me to not be smoking at the time, so that I could get in a clear headspace to where I could have the faith I needed for what God wanted me to be in my life. And by me smoking and not having a clear mental conscious, I wasn't available to hear from him. So I'm not trying to condemn nobody that God is not convicting, okay? And even if he is convicting you, I'm still not trying to condemn you, all right? It took me some time to get a clear mind, okay? And I remember like making a personal goal to myself. I knew in January my sister was going to school and I would have less responsibility with her at school. And so I had told myself, like, once I take her to school, I have a little less on me. And, I just really want to take time for myself to just get on track so I can, you know, figure out what I'm gonna do with my life type of thing. And, you know, instead of doing that, y'all, like, I got distracted, involved with someone trying to, like, see what that's like. And that's just not it. Like, and at the same time that I'm trying to see what that's like, you know, I know, like, this is the thing with me, you know. It was a pure distraction, because this is not what I want to be doing. Because even in the midst of, like, okay, what is this? I'm like, this is not a part of the plan. To myself, I'm like, stick to the plan. But life is happening, and I am like running. I'm running from going home, like, to like going to like stay with my mom. Like, I'm not trying to do it. And it was starting to be so bad. Like, y'all, the Lord was convicting me to go home so much. It was crazy, like, and it was strange. I started feeling so convicted to go, like, to stop staying with my stepdad and to go, like, stay with my mom so bad. I don't know why. Like, I don't know, you know, God's ways and thoughts are higher than ours. I just had to trust him with what he was asking me to do at the time. And so I kept feeling like God was, like, literally convicting me to go home, like, go stay with my mom and not stay with my stepdad anymore. And so eventually I did, y'all. So in January, when my sister went to school, I knew that I would have less responsibility with her at school, because, you know, she would kind of like lean on me a lot. And, you know, at this time. And so to myself, I was saying, you know, with her away, I have some time to kind of like figure out myself. But instead of doing that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I had got involved with a person that I shouldn't have been involved with. And and that's the thing, like, it's never a part of the plan, y'all. But you never know, like, the depths you will go. You never know. You can't control certain things. And I used to be naive, thinking like, you know, well, I only do this, you know, only stick my big toe in like this. But before you know it, you're neck in, about to drown. God gotta come in there and reel your little self back in. And that was me. And so I'm just distracted, like, distracted. Because I remember, like, at a time, I'm like, I cannot be doing this. Like, this, like, my life is not for this. Like, this is not it. Like, this is not a part of the plan. Like, we had a plan, Dominique. You were not sticking to the plan. And so, yeah, that was that. I was naive but smart. And that's a weird thing about myself. Like, I often have to reflect and think about, like, how I was naive and how you knew what it was, but yet you kept, you know, you kept with the stuff. You kept with the stuff even knowing that that's not it. And, you know, I don't feel good about it. I'm not proud of it. I'm not happy about it. I'm not glad that this happened. But I am glad that despite these happenings, like, God still, like, had a plan for me. Like, he still was calling for me. He was still wanting my attention. And he would do so much, i.e., you know, convicting me to go home to my mama's house. Two, he would allow for me to go on this trip. And I just want to thank my sister, like, my sister, man, girl. She paid for me to go on this trip, because I had no plans to go on this particular trip. Because, like I said, at the time, I'm thinking about moving. I'm like, what am I going to do with my life? You know, how am I going to, like, get myself in a situation where I could be successful and flourish? And so I wasn't going to go on this particular trip. I was going to, like, you know, be at the house. be at work somewhere. And so my sister, she ended up paying for me, which I am so grateful for, girl. Like, thank you so much, because that trip was the catalyst to my change, if you ask me. Okay,